let's go to the basic stitch on hardanger called the cluster block. Okay, we will use, as I said, size 8, the thicker thread, size 8 for our cluster block. So I'll give you a tip. When you use this thread, this pearl cotton, when you get it out from the ball, this is the end, okay? That's the end. So maybe you can cut 1 yard, so much up to here. You cut. This is the start of the thread. This is where you cut. The start of the thread, that's where you thread your needle. So this is the one. I will thread the needle using this method that I taught you during our cross stitch lesson. This is the needle that we will use. Put it over the pearl cotton, the thread, and then release your fingers. Do not pull it. Just slide your needle, and then here you will get the thread out of the eye of the needle. But you will need a knot. Again, this is an away waist knot because this will not stay on our work. So let's do a cluster block. As I said, it's made up of 5 satin stitches worked over 4 threads. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you come up here at 1 at this hole, you count 4 threads. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you go down after the 4th thread. So again, come up here, down after 4 threads, up on the next hole, and then count 4 and down, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 1 whole cluster block. So each line here on the pattern is the thread, and each square is the hole where your needle passes through. Let's start with away waist knot. This is an away waist knot. Assuming that this is approximately 3 to 4 inches away from where you want to start. So this is where I want to start. In our fabric, let's say I want to start here. I don't have 3 inches to put my knot there. So what I do is I can do something like this. From here, I do a little turn. So here, up. And then down. So siguro mga 3 inches na yan if I start somewhere here. Okay, so this is my first, let's see. I'm choosing, later on I will tell you what I'm looking for. Okay. I don't know if you can see the holes of the fabric, but anyway, I came up on a hole and I counted 4 threads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's my first satin stitch. Up on the second one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for the succeeding ones, you don't need to count anymore. You just go to the next stitch. You know, I think I'm using a finer fabric here. Parang gusto kong three. This is the 4th. So it's not hard because once you do the first stitch, madali na siya. And that's as the 5th satin stitch. Okay. Then to go to the next one, you count 4 stitches, 4 threads, I mean from here, to make another one. So from here, you count 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then that's where I will start again my cluster block. So we will make 3 cluster blocks for our demonstration. Again, count 4 threads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to the next one. Okay. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just make two cluster blocks, and then I'll show you how to turn. Okay. When you do the 2 cluster blocks next to each other, skipping 4 threads, your back will be something like this. It has a diagonal thread connecting these 2 cluster blocks. Okay. Because your cluster blocks are side by side. But when you do a cluster block, this is done, your satin stitches are done vertically. If you do satin stitches horizontally, you should not have this diagonal thread at the back. So what you do is, from here, you come up same hole, the down stitch of your last satin stitch, and then you count 4 threads to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 to make another cluster block. So you can do your cluster block vertically or horizontally. There are patterns of cluster block where they look like a stairs. Vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. So after this, I'll show you that we do not have the diagonal stitch on at the back. So this is our 4th and now our 5th. 5 satin stitches over 4 threads. Okay, this is our last satin stitch.